We welcome you to episode 53 of Battin and Chattin here in the Eastern Observer alongside Denis Tuohy. I'm Brandon Natale. Now, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube to be kept in on the loop on everything Eastern Observer and most importantly, Battin and Chattin. Our show can be found on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts can be found. Our show is presented to you by Black Cats NYC. Be sure to download the newest hit single, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us, which can be found wherever music is found, whether that's Spotify, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and many others. Dennis, how you doing today? It's fine evening. First off, I want to say before you answer that, the Yankees lose. And to who? The Mets. Meet the Mets. Greet the Mets. What is that?
Only the second time the New York Mets have ever swept the New York Yankees in the regular season. The other time being 2013. This isn't fun. First of all, how am I doing today? I'm doing okay. Awful hair day. Really bad. Really bad. I'm trying to find a hat to throw on here. I guess I'll throw this Dodgers hat on. Let's go backwards with it. So we'll do this. Now it's two different shades of blue. It doesn't look good. Whatever. At this point, I should just become a Marlins fan or a Dodgers fan because they're actually winning games. Not having a good time sports-wise. I'm not. I'm really not. The Olympics have started, but I kind of don't care. Is that weird? Like, I want to care, but I just forgot about it today. I was too busy doing other stuff. But tomorrow, I'm home. I'm probably going to hang out, watch some volleyball if it's on. And I'm not like one of those weirdos. Like, I got to watch the volleyball. No, I watch, you know how I used to play. So I like watching it. Water polo, maybe.
Yes.
Basketball, obviously. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But what I do I have to keep watching the Yankees? Are we still doing this, Battin and Chattin? Are we still doing this gig? Do I have to? I'm out. I'm out. 12-3 loss. I'm out. I'm out, dude. I'm out. I'm done. I'm sick of this crap. And you know how I was. The past 7 days, the past week and a half have just been great for me.
That's good.
Since I turned 24, like there's been a lot more good days than bad. I saw Foo Fighters for 11 songs before that got rained out at Citi Field. So take that back to your dump of a stadium. Yeah. Okay. And by the way, Steve Cohn, babe, make it a little easier for people to leave during an emergency. You're welcome. And thanks in advance. So I saw them. We went to a sports auction thing. We spoke about this the other day. Got my Ozzie Smith autograph. Heck yeah. Got
my Willie Randolph signed too.
Yeah. Then this past weekend, I saw you at a house party.
Yes.
That was fun. Had a good time. Whoop, whoop. Played some cup pong. Am I washed up? Did I have a crisis of faith of being washed up in cup pong? I used to be lethal. Past my prime. Yes, I did have a crisis of faith. Sunday, you, me, Santana, Counting Crows, Jones Beach Theater. Awesome. 77 years old. Carlos Santana still making that guitar sing. Baby.
Still rocking it. Still making Santana. The Carlos Santana still rocking it. The one of the people from Woodstock. We saw someone from Woodstock.
Yeah. He was, like I said, house down.
He brought Jones Beach down. I like the seats where we had too. You saw this. It really was good seats. I don't know. I don't usually like sitting that high, but I mean, even if it's like for sporting or concert, but I mean, it was not bad. I enjoyed the view.
I like the view. I hated the walk. I got to be honest. I think my knees are still sore. I don't know. That's being hyperbolic, but
what was annoying was the elevator when like it was the elevator said it was overloaded. Some people left, and then people kept coming on and were like, "Hey, like, what are you doing? Like, there's people left for that reason. Like, get out of the elevator." You know.
You know what it is because usually you and I have been on countless elevators that are overloaded. That's why. But now that's electronic, and they're like, "Whoa, fatty, get off." Yeah, it's like I could say that. You know, I'm one of the people.
One of the people. Oh,
so yeah, I get what you're saying though. But listen, escalators, invest seriously.
Jones Beach should invest in some escalators.
Get some escalators, big dog. Holy Hannah, bruh. And can we make some chicken tenders on other floors than the first one? Did I really have to go all the way to the bottom floor?
I think
Really?
there was a grill place up in the third, section too. They didn't have chicken tenders.
Well, Brandon, I think you just stumbled on something in life, and that's called a me problem.
But
I didn't really
yeah,
look. I just went right back to the first floor because I forgot they had a concession place.
there was a
And
New
I
York.
like the
Yeah.
renovations they did.
No,
I
Jones
did
Beach. It
like
looks really nice. I like the renovations they did. It's really good.
a buddy of ours who will remain unnamed. I don't want him to get in trouble with his employer. We ran into. He hooked us up with some VIP seats. He didn't seem too keen on the upgrades when I asked him about it. He thought that they're kind of unnecessary, but he wanted more for concert goers. He said, I liked it. It looks more modern. I like the facade, the old Jones Beach font. I love that Gilded Age 1920s Hollywood kind of font. I love that Metropolis stuff, bro. I do.
You too. Okay.
The aesthetic of it, it's gnarly. It is gnarly. I don't know why we moved away from it, but we got to move back to it because it's cool.
It's nice what they did with the theater. I like the renovations they did.
Mm-hmm.
And they've had some good acts come to Jones Beach, and obviously like what they did, and I don't feel like it's I'm pretty cool that we have like something like that around, and like I said, but Santana though he rocked, he still got it, and it was really good, and especially I liked the drummer, where that was his wife.
That's not his wife.
It's not.
That's not his wife. No, she was married to Lenny Kravitz. That's not
Oh,
his
she's
wife.
married to Lenny Kravitz. Okay, I thought
Was married to Lenny Kravitz. I'm pretty sure that's Zoe Kravitz's mom.
Oh,
no. Wait a minute. I'm way off.
yeah,
I think you're right. I think she is married to.
Yeah.
She is married to Carlos Santana.
Yeah, that's his wife, and she was really talented.
Wait a second. Then did she ever date Lenny Kravitz? Was that like a?
Yeah, hey, good for her dating Lenny Kravitz and marrying Santana. Hey, that's pretty good life.
Good for you. Yeah.
And then his son was the keyboard player who played a really good keyboard.
Zoe Kravitz is with Channing Tatum now. This is just sending me down a complete rabbit hole that has nothing to do with baseball. Nisa Bonet is her mom. Okay, why did I think? Okay, whatever. This is why we stick to baseball and not music. What do you want? What do you want from me?
But no,
it was
yeah,
a great concert.
It was definitely it was great week. Well, I'm sorry you're not having a good hair day, but I got a haircut today, so I think my hair is. I usually wear a hat whenever we do the show, but I feel like I got a haircut. Let me show off.
Looking sharp, Brandon. Especially, I mean, it's 11:30 now, so for you to still be looking sharp, good for you, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, we gotta get Battin and Chattin.
Last piece on the concert. What was your favorite song? Go.
I think Maria, or the song with the Game of Love.
I was gonna say Game of Love. And the guy who sang the Michelle Bush, right?
Michelle Branch.
Bush, branch, whatever. All trees, right? I'll come from the ground. The dude who sang that part, Ray Green, great job, great singer. Heck of a trombone player too, or a trumpet. Couldn't really see what that was. I thought it was a trombone. Talented guy. The whole thing was great, and I liked. Oh my gosh, Jesus, what is with me? She's not there. The way she moves, the way she bop. No, okay. I like that one a lot. Bass solo that guy did for like 4 minutes is nuts.
I was gonna say, yeah. All right, but I feel like we did cover enough.
Yeah.
So like I said, obviously, like I said to the viewers, obviously, my name is Brandon Natale. Obviously, we got Denis Tuohy. So now, obviously, the Mets and Yankees. One one of my Yankee friends. I almost went to the game tonight. I thought about it, but it just didn't work out. So I figured, just be a little conservative for my money and just relax at home with the fam, and then obviously record the show. So, if it could have went, it would have been great. But hey, I enjoyed it great from home too. There'll be other games. I'm supposed to go to the game this Sunday with my family, so that should be fun and definitely get other games. We got to see the Mets versus Athletics.
That's right. When's that?
I'm gonna be looking at them right now. It's next month actually.
I forgot. We said that like 3 months ago that we wanted.
But I want to do it because before they move to Vegas, So they play.
It's gonna be a day I can't do. Busy as heck.
Between the 13th and the 15th.
Shockingly available. What are we looking at? What days of the week are those? Don't be
right. I feel like we feel like the viewers be well. This is currently. Give me 1 second. I'll show you right now. The viewers would definitely be interested. So far, they're pretty cheap. Look at that. So say we went to Tuesday. Bro. Usually, I like. Oh my god! Look at this. We should buy tickets right now. Honestly,
$8. Or we could do $5 to Wednesday night.
I'm up for that.
We'll probably get like home plate seats for like $20. That's wishful thinking.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me. What's
no? Can a wishful thing, dude? Look at these seats, bro. Get me. That's a great seat. Get me. Go up. Go up towards the field. Towards the field. What are those seats looking like? What's right on the line? What's right on the line? Those 2 green seats right there. Me, you. There's 2 of us. What are we looking at?
41 each.
Nah, come on. Right where it says protective netting. Do you see what that says?
Yes.
Big dog. Go to the left of it. What are we looking at? That's not bad. Well, that is bad for my financial straits, but that's not bad. That's very fairly priced.
Or 40 or 35.
Go to SeatGeek. Go to our website that we tried to get an endorsement from. They never got back to us. What happened with that?
Whatever. Yeah, I gotta look more into that. But these are the seats. So if you wanted to, I want to see them. I definitely want to see the Athletics before they.
Me too.
What's Wednesday night? Is that like a thing or?
I don't know, but it's cheap. That's why I said it.
But yeah, so
horrible.
But the Mets versus the Yankees, man. So Mets keep going.
You guys beat us. You guys swept us. Whatever. What do you want me to say? Great. Mets look good. I'm sick of saying, oh yeah, the Mets look good, because every other show's like, the Mets, we thought they were going to slow down, and the whole year I was like, the National League sucks. They could be 500 and make the playoffs. Wow, shocking. You're right. I'm what was it? What was her name? Was it Dahlia, the Oracle from Greek history? Help me out.
I can't. I'm good with history, but this I can't.
Delilah. What was the name of the Greek?
Hey there, Delilah.
Greek, maybe. Greek Oracle. What was the name of? Come on, help me out. Delphi. Yeah, there we go. Right on the tip of my tongue. Sure. The Oracle of Delphi herself. Delphi. I don't know. What do I look like? Odysseus. I don't know these names. Yeah, you didn't exactly have to be predicting the future to see. Oh wow, the Mets have a lot of talent on their lineup. They just have to get hot at just their guys.
Yeah, they just got to get hot at the right time.
One of the best lineups in the National League. Why? The entire National League Central sucks. The Marlins suck. The Nationals suck. The Diamondbacks, they really lucked into the World Series last year, if we're being honest. The Rockies suck. Although the Rockies and the A's, the only 2 teams to score 20 runs in a game today. Congratulations, Rockies. 20-7.
Yeah,
there goes those men. But yeah, Padres, they underperform every year. So who else is left standing? So great. The Mets are doing good.
They got to keep it
starting
going.
Rotation, outkick their coverage, fine. The bullpen. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of for a lot of you Italian American Met fans, you must be getting the agita watching that bullpen.
It's some very heavy agita, definitely from the bullpen. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I know that a reliever from the White Sox is available. I feel bad. The White Sox have not had a good year. They're probably going to sell like crazy.
What do they have to sell, bro? Michael Kopech. Who else? Yeah, let me try to get Andrew Benintendi.
So, kudos to the Mets. They've looked good this series. Jeff McNeil, he's looking hot, man. I don't know if you've seen him, man. He's in.
I just picked him up on one of my teams. I
should have picked. I forgot who dropped him. I think Mikey dropped him in all league. Someone had him, and then they dropped him. So good for Jeff McNeil. Kudos to him. And like I said, I've pretty sure I've been an advocate on the show for like keeping him because like, hey, like someone have I?
I have certainly more than I have.
In a shock, I was one of the people to say like, hey, if they can trade him, like go right ahead. But like I come to realize like, hey, like if someone gets hurt, like he's going to be like the first guy you're gonna rely on, you're gonna call. And when he's a good hitter, he's a great hitter. Obviously, won the batting title a couple years ago. His OPS was not that. I remember they showed the stat of his OPS. It was definitely not that good, but I think it's definitely going to be on the rise. It'd be good if he can get that over 100. So like I said, Jeff McNeil has been with the team for a very long time. He's been with them through the thick and thin, for the worst times and for the good times. So it's good to see that he's finally starting to hit well with the bat and with more power instead of contact. And that's what they said. I don't know if it was Eduardo Perez on ESPN who said it. Like, hey, like yeah, he's been hitting more, with more power instead of less contact. That's how he's been able to get the home runs he has or the hits. Just better at bats, with more power and less contact. So he's had 4 home runs prior to the 88 games, prior to the All-Star break, and now he's hit like 5. So like I said, it's good to see that these players coming out of the slumps are now showing out and helping and contributing to the team in great ways. Alonso was kind of slumping a little, but now he's been picking it back up. So is Martinez, but now he's been doing good. So everybody on the team's been contributing in sort of ways. Definitely some great stuff from the Mets, and I like how they performed in the Subway Series. Jake Diekman, I was nervous as a guy.
He was horrible. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, man.
He's the beginning of the season. He was pretty good. I forgot Reed Garrett disappeared, but I know he's on the IL with inflammation. Forgot he disappeared. But like I said, Jake Diekman, he struck out. When he struck out Judge, I went nuts. Like got him to no look. He walked 3 times the other night, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I was worried when Jake Diekman came up. I was like, oh, there it is. I was like, oh, that's the game. And then got out of the inning. I was like, oh, like he was able to save the game. I was like, great. I was like, all right, good for Jake Diekman. It was great. And I feel bad for Garrett Cole. I don't know. The Mets seem to own him. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. He hasn't had his cutter the way he usually does. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Man, but he was immensely disappointing this season, really.
Well, I mean, he's also still coming off, the injury. Maybe he's still adjusting.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
He had a decent
losing patience. Start, I'm really losing patience. I'm taking it out on him, but I'm losing patience.
He's still doing
I'm not one of those people that's like, fire Aaron Boone. What is Aaron Boone going to do? What's he supposed to do? I'm serious. What's he supposed to do?
Now, what do you think of? I don't know if we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. No, keep going.
No, go ahead. You go first.
What do you think of Luis Severino's comments when he said the Yankees only have 2 hitters? And now it's kind of like,
I'm so offended. I cannot believe he said that to me.
Even Soto kind of even said it, though.
I cannot believe Luis Severino said that. What's next, Brandon? Is he going to tell me the Pope is Catholic? Is he going to tell me that the sky is blue?
Pope is Catholic, yes.
Outrage. Absolute outrage. I can't believe I said this. Somebody should hit him if he goes to take an at-bat. What do you think? I mean, really, the team sucks. It's Aaron Judge, it's Juan Soto, and I'm pretty sure that guy was making me a sandwich at Jersey Mike's the other day. And that's just batting 3rd in the lineup.
It was probably a really good sandwich.
No, I'm at the Jersey Mike's.
The Turkey Club with
since I got sick. I had Jersey Mike's the day I started feeling like horrible. And I lost 85 pounds.
Well, I guess we're not promoting Jersey Mike's.
No, I actually really like their sandwich. It wasn't their sandwich that I thought was making me go blind. I thought I was just losing my mind. Whatever. Different story, different day. That veered way off. Aaron Judge, good. Juan Soto, good. The rest of the team, I'm going to say it, not good. I like Austin Wells. I actually really do like Austin Wells. I don't think he's bad. I think he should be our everyday catcher. I don't know what's going on with Trevino. but I'm out on Trevino. Ben Rice, I guess he's our catcher now, our backup catcher. He's been gone 4 for 41. He started off red hot, and he's just crashed down to earth and then just kept plummeting into space. Alex Verdugo has been slightly above average, which he's been on the decline for the last couple of years. So I think at this point, try to trade Alex Verdugo. He's out of rental, and just call up Jason Dominguez.
I like that idea. You guys definitely should. Jason
mean,
Dominguez
at this
definitely has
point-
talent. I definitely agree with you that should be what happened.
At this point, what are we doing? Maybe it's an overcorrection, but it's a correction nonetheless. You
No,
have to try something.
What about Spencer Jones? You guys got him down in AAA. You guys going to
Try him out? Like, I'm serious. Try him out.
You guys tried out Dominguez last year. You might as well give Spencer Jones an opportunity now. You know.
I don't know. Try them out. This is what I hate about teams so much, and I say it all the time on here. I say it with you. I say it in our chats. With our friends that are sports fans. I don't, for the life of me, understand why a team will double or triple down and be wrong instead of admitting their fault and just cutting bait. I would rather be wrong and cut bait early than be wrong and look like a jackass for 3 seasons in a row. I don't understand why teams do this. It's not unique to the New York Yankees. It's not unique to baseball. I don't understand why teams do this. I don't understand why society does it. It's okay to admit when you're wrong. I don't understand what this whole hullabaloo is about. Earlier, yesterday, my brother and I kind of got into an argument. I was in the wrong, totally in the wrong. Said to him, I'm sorry, buddy. That's on me. So Alex Verdugo hasn't been the way what they thought he would. They thought maybe lefty bad, short porch. He's killed the Yankees in the past. I see it. I get it. I understand the vision. Just because I understand doesn't mean I have to agree. Doesn't mean I have to like. Right? That's another thing people screw up all the time. Just because you understand doesn't mean you have to agree. Same thing with Carlos Rodon. Clearly not what they paid for. Clearly. It seems like I was right, unfortunately. Because you remember, I was hard. I was hard when they first got him. I was hard. I was a player hater. I still kind of am. But am I wrong? No. So what's the holdup? What's the holdup? And Gleyber Torres sucks. I'm over him. I know that's like horrible, analysis or whatever. But how many times in a clutch situation is this guy just not going to perform? If it's the 7th inning or later, he's just an automatic out. You can put me up there.
I feel bad. I feel like the Yankee fans have been very hot and cold with Gleyber Torres. Remember, like I said, I don't know if I've told you last year.
The thing that hurts Gleyber Torres is second base around the league is not very good. So his stats aren't very good, but they're good for a second baseman. Like they're adequate for a second baseman. So the front office keeps trotting him out there. And if anybody wants to have an issue with Aaron Boone, it's putting Gleyber Torres as the leadoff man. It's never worked. I don't know why they sent Volpe down to bat 5th. Just bring him back to first in the lineup. That's where, when he was playing his best, that's where he was playing.
It's funny you say that because someone on ESPN, they mentioned it, that what if they brought Judge up to the leadoff spot?
That's what they did in 2022.
And it
worked. So I don't know what's going on. One theory I saw proposed was by John Boy Media. John Boy himself, Jimmy O'Brien. He went back to Joe Torre's book, written almost 20 years ago now. And Joe Torre said in 2000, I think the book was from 2006, but the story is from 2002. Or 03, whatever it was. That Joe Torre, against the Mets, intentionally put out a bad lineup so the front office was forced to see, and the media was forced to talk about it, so the front office could see that the team wasn't good enough. And he said that he thought Aaron Boone did the same thing yesterday with having Jahmai Jones lead off and have JD Davis.
JD Davis
is horrible. I'm sorry. He's not good.
He was great as a Met,
He's past his
especially in
prime.
2019. That was a great year for him. He
He's
was good.
past his prime. I'm sorry, dude. At the end of the day, everybody, no matter what job, what career, for whatever, has to hang it up. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a nice guy. He looks just like our buddy Guy from our fantasy baseball league. Looks just like him. It's uncanny. Nice guy, I'm sure. JD Davis. I would love to get him a beer. Get him a thing of nachos. Hey, how you doing? How's the wife and kids? God bless. Great to hear it, JD. Not for nothing, but I don't know. Try getting into real estate or something. Honestly, man. Honestly, he's not cutting it.
He was
Not
pretty.
cutting it. And you know who else has to finally catch some grief from me? Because I've given him every pass in the book.
You do give a lot of passes. You do.
I'm giving him more passes than Steve Nash to Amari Stoudemire.
Not even a hall pass.
Forget it. No.
Or
Tear
a bus
it up.
pass. Okay.
Nope. Sorry. You can walk. DJ LeMahieu.
Oh, I feel bad
Bro,
for DJ LeMahieu.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened when Sean Casey was the batting coach last year, the hitting coach last year, that all of a sudden DJ LeMahieu started playing like prime DJ again. DJ, go back to what Sean told you. But he can't hit it out of the infield. Monday, when we crushed the Rays and he hit a home run, his first of the season, only took him 800 days. I was like, all right, DJ's turning over a new leaf. Look at this. I'm glad he hit it out of the infield. A lot of times they say this, that slap hitters don't age well. They just say that for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know the data to prove it. Ichiro was playing well into his 40s. Maybe that's not true. Who knows? But LeMahieu is certainly helping that argument. He's not been good. Defensively, hey, you want to hear something? Defensively, I don't know. Earlier, he misplayed a ball by, I think, JD Martinez, was it? Who came around to
What's that?
DJ LeMahieu when he was at first. I forget what inning. I forget what player. Last night.
Oh, and it bounced. The ball bounced. Yeah, I saw that.
Last night at third base, he had an error. He was charged an error. It was a tough play, but I thought makeable.
It was so makeable. Are you kidding me? That was definitely.
It was a hard angle and stuff like that, but I think if
it might have been Vientos.
He had better footwork, I think he might have been able to get it. So 2 plays, like I'm going to be honest with you, defensively, he's usually a defensive guru, the Gold Glove caliber defender at 3 positions. This year, I haven't seen it at 1. And I think we just need to move on from Gleyber Torres. I don't know where he goes, but addition by subtraction at this point. I honestly don't know what we can do. I honestly don't know what we can do. I don't even know who's available. Because people are saying, why don't they try to get Josh Chisholm? Great. If people think that Giancarlo Stanton is injury prone, wait until you hear about Josh Chisholm. Marlins fans are ready to throw him out of Miami. They're ready to throw him out of Miami.
Yeah, I don't get the hype of Jazz Chisholm, and I feel bad because
he's
I feel
a good
like
player when he plays, but dude, he never plays. Like ever. He's having a career year. That's great. He can play a little bit of outfield. Nice. I'm sure. Once again, I'm sure Josh Chisholm, best guy around. Nice guy to grab a beer with. God bless. But dude, we don't need any more of these, well, when they play players. Give me somebody who plays every day and doesn't suck. That's all I want. Do they play? Yes. Do they suck? No. Great. Welcome to the New York Yankees. As much as people wanted to hit on IKF when we had him, did he play every day? Yes. Did he suck? No. I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely pretty tough in the Yankees world.
I don't know.
They definitely should try to, like I said, change it up a bit. I mean, I know you got to deal with the lineup for the rest of the season. That's just how it is in baseball, Maybe make some trades. I wouldn't say, well, obviously you can't give up on the season now because you're only a game and a half out of the first place of the division against the Orioles, so the season's still alive.
The Orioles I don't know. I think they lost to the Marlins today, didn't they? They got clobbered yesterday.
They lost the other day. Yeah, they got clobbered yesterday. I definitely would try to call up the youngsters like Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. It definitely, if that's the case, you get rid of Verdugo just to make room for the youngsters because especially Jason Dominguez, he was lining it up before he got hurt last year. So if you have the opportunity to call him up, definitely call him up. That's even without a question asked. And then, I don't know, like
Maybe call up Oswaldo Peraza instead of Torres and just trade Torres, package some players together. I don't know what you do.
I feel
We
like the Stanton injury
can't
definitely had
lose
more of
now.
an effect than we don't realize. And it sucks because like it feels like he should be back by now, but he's still kind of relaxing. Not relaxing, but like laying low until he can clear to come back. And it sucks because, like I said, the Yankees were on a tear in the beginning of the year. Now this is
Yeah.
on a
And
really bad stretch.
the thing that sucks about baseball is the season is so long. And now this is the problem with the expanded playoffs. I like the expanded playoffs. I say it's the problem with it, but it's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. How many teams are really out of the playoffs right now? Like really dead in the water? Not many.
No,
Usually, 5 years ago, we're looking at a lot of these teams and we're like, they have no chance of making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I mean, look at the NL Central now. Now, none of those teams are sellers. None of them. None of them can be sellers because Yelich just went down with the Brewers and he might be done for the season with back
he
surgery.
might be done for the season. Yeah,
So they're leading the division. I mean, at this point, no Devin Williams, no Brandon Woodruff, no Christian Yelich. If they win the division, every single general manager in that division needs to be fired immediately. How the hell do you not win it?
yeah.
Honestly, and that's with me. I put money on the Brewers to win the division before the season started. But bro, at this point, whoa, I mean, how many breaks can you get if you're the freaking Cardinals? I mean, everything is falling in line for you, and you just can't win the division. So none of those teams are going to be sellers. The Diamondbacks can talk themselves into, well, we went to the World Series last year. Oh no, we got, Jordan Montgomery and we got this guy. So, they could talk themselves like I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, teams that people are saying are sellers. Like, I don't know. Same thing. Honestly, same thing with the Tigers. They're going to be trading Tariq Skubal. Why? Why? What about the Tigers division thinks that it's unwinnable the next 3 years? Byron Buxton injured again for the Twins. Royce Lewis injured every other week. Carlos Correa injured every other week. Actually, this year, Carlos Correa has been healthy, but is that going to last?
But he's been hurt recently.
So, what about those two teams makes you think that they're uncatchable the next few years? If I'm the Tigers, I'm cutting Javier Baez. If I'm the Yankees, you know who I might. You ready for this?
Okay.
I would consider, but the Yankees don't even have too many bad contracts to attach to match the money. I would consider bringing in Javier Baez from the Yankees.
Whoa, now that
I
says a
know
lot.
he's the worst player in the league.
You think he's going to turn around and be like an all-star?
Yes, because if you look at it on teams where they have something to play for, he always does extremely well. Anytime he plays for Team Puerto Rico, he plays like he's freaking Roberto Clemente. The guy just, in all the international tournaments, he's just flawless. When he was with the Mets, he wasn't bad after struggling earlier that season. So it really might just be a mental thing for him. It really might be.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe the guy just isn't motivated. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. Because what second baseman are you going to get? Ha-Seong Kim from the Padres? They think they have a chance. So where's the answer? Trade Gleyber Torres. For who? Yeah, I know they have to get rid of Gleyber Torres, but for who?
Oh,
Tell somebody can tell me for who. Maybe Luis Arias? Yeah, that's going to happen, Brandon. I'm serious.
I know. Yeah, I'm listening.
So I don't know where the solution is. If the Cardinals were smart, they would trade their whole team. They would trade Sonny Gray. They would trade Nolan Arenado. They would trade Paul Goldschmidt. They would trade their whole team. Not going to happen. But I would consider asking about Nolan Arenado. And for the bullpen, you know who I'm going to ask? I'm going to try to get James Karinchak from Cleveland.
Okay.
Hasn't played in the bigs this year. He's in the minors. The Yankees have always, anytime the Yankees trade for somebody to be a reliever, they always turn out to be good. He's a high velocity guy. He has the pedigree. I understand some things in the past off the field will make you think that maybe he's not the kind of guy you want in your organization. But that was 4 or 5 years ago. This is now. Maybe he's changed. Maybe he's matured. He's a Buffalo guy. Why not? Why not? You have to be desperate if you're the Yankees at this point.
Yeah.
You have to be. Maybe you try to get Luis Rengifo from the Angels as a position player. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know who's untouchable on the Yankees right now. You keep Volpe, you keep Wells, you keep Judge, you keep Soto, and I think everybody else, position player wise, is up for grabs. And you ready? If you got to part with Carlos Rodon to make a trade, part with Carlos Rodon to get a trade.
Has he been looking good in some starts? I know he pitched like 7 innings the other day, though. I mean, you sure about that?
Dude, I am sure about it because at this point, he's so finicky, dude. He's so finicky. His career will tell you he's injury prone.
A lot of that's going to be some cash considerations, though, too, because they're going to have to take up some of that contract.
Oh, boo-hoo. I'm getting somebody that upside gives me a Cy Young award. Wow. Yeah, I should feel bad for them. I understand the money laundering of Major League Baseball. I get it. Enough. Can we stop babying these teams? They're all billionaires. Shut the hell up. If we want to trade Jesus Luzardo for Carlos Rodon and send him to the Marlins, I'm not going to whine about, oh, well, now they have to pay Carlos Rodon. Give me a break. People are saying Dak Prescott might get $60 million in the NFL. Awesome.
That's insane.
Awesome. Great. Have you seen the NBA contracts lately? Great. Guys are going to be making $100 million in 3 years. And that's not me just making it up a number. It's literally the way it's going.
Yeah.
$100 million in a season. Yeah. That's going to be happening in the NBA soon. So I come on. All right, then sell your team. I don't give a damn.
It's definitely going to be really interesting to see sells. I know someone was talking about me. What's going on with the Toronto Blue Jays, though? I don't feel like the Blue Jays are going to be able to
suck. They've sucked all year, man.
Do you think they're going to sell the whole team, or do you think they're going to sell some pieces, or maybe not at all? I don't know what's going on with that.
Supposedly, they're going to try to sell everybody that's expires this year and keep everyone else. They want to keep Bichette and Guerrero. I don't blame them. Back of the trading card says these guys are good. I don't know. It all started when they started talking that talk. When they started saying this is the trailer next season's.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's what happens.
Gosh, their manager's a jackass. Schneider. Did you see what happened the other night? He argued. I forgot who they were playing. Oh my gosh, it was either the Angels or the Diamondbacks. I forget. But he's going on and on and on and on and on. You missed 3 calls yesterday. You missed 3 calls yesterday. You missed 3 calls yesterday. On a check swing. And he's like, and then you don't go to that guy? You don't point to that guy? He says to the home plate umpire. And the home plate umpire was right. He was right.
Yeah.
The 3 guys, they went. Like, there weren't bad calls. They weren't bad calls. They weren't terrible, at least. Like, they're borderline calls. All right, fine. Sometimes you missed them, sometimes you don't. It's a check swing. Then the one he went on, all right, fine. He was wrong on it. But you know what? Not for nothing. You guys shouldn't fake it, shouldn't get check swung on a ball that's rolling to the freaking home plate.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? But he kept going on and on and on and on and on. And then the umpire gets pissed. And he says to him, I missed 3 calls yesterday, huh? And then he says something to him, and you can't really see what he says in any of the lip reading videos. He says something to him, and then the manager goes ballistic. So he struck a nerve. He did.
Right.
And you know what? I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm so over the Blue Jays. I'm so over them. Their entire team are prima donnas. Their entire team. I like Yusei Kikuchi. The rest of them could go kick rocks. Honestly. I don't mind Bassett so much, but he's someone he's going to go. He's got to go. Bassett.
I wouldn't mind if he came back to the Mets. I feel like that'd be.
They were saying that on the ESPN broadcast
Yeah,
today.
that's where I got that from. And Christian Scott, he just got on the IL with UCL sprain. Hopefully he's all right. So I know they get Senga back. I don't know if they still want to do a 6-man rotation. So if the Mets are looking for another pitcher, I wouldn't mind if they went for after Chris Bassett.
Maybe Yusei Kikuchi. Again, he was terrific last season. This season, not so much. But the back of the trading card will say that he's serviceable as a left-handed starter. Yimi Garcia is one of the more prize relievers at this deadline. Michael Kopech from the White Sox, a lot of people are talking about him. There's going to be a bidding war for that. If there's no way Michael Kopech doesn't end up. Michael Kopech or Mason Miller, one of them is going to end up an Oriole because they just have so many prospects they could throw out for those guys.
Yeah.
And if you're the A's or the White Sox, you genuinely have the opportunity to turn around your franchise with one trade. So why not?
Right.
I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going to happen at the deadline.
It's going to be fun and
But
interesting.
the Yankees, they got to do something. And your Mets, you guys are in a decent spot. You guys are in striking distance.
Yeah, it's crazy. A couple months ago, you would have thought they were going to be sellers. But now they're turning around. They're going to be ended up buying.
I know Mets fans aren't going to like that, but I think they should consider. They shouldn't hang up the phone if teams are trying to see if they're sellers. Just it's practical. It's the most practical, direction to go. Because you got to look at it this way: is this team going to win a World Series? I understand. When it
You never know. Anything happens in baseball.
You never know. You never know. It's the phrase they like to throw around now is the playoffs are a crapshoot. I get it. I don't know. The Rangers had some superstars on their team last year. But the Astros always have stars on their team and they always do well. The Dodgers, the Braves, whatever. I would consider it. Hey, Pete Alonso, if we traded you, would you hold that against us in free agency? Hey, JD Martinez, if we traded you, have these kinds of conversations because you got to do what's best for the future of your team.
Right.
And like I said, the future of the Mets is not good. And it's nothing against Mark Vientos is trash.
You sure about that?
Francisco Alvarez is trash. They're good players. Let me ask you something. Who's got the better future right now? The New York Mets or the Atlanta Braves? Who's better? Think of all the injuries the Braves have and how young their team is. Still better than you in the standings. That's what I'm getting at.
No, I understand,
it's drastic, but that's the way I'd be looking at it is you have an opportunity to bring back some of those rental guys if you leave on good terms, and you have the opportunity to bolster, the future a little bit. And listen, I know you guys obviously have good prospects, Luis Angel, Acuna. I know. But my thing is I'm looking at, there's young guys on the Nationals. They could be good into, a year or two. They could be a playoff team. So, I don't think it's unreasonable to suggest try to get some prospects now and think about the future a little bit and try to bring those guys back now as well. That way, when it's time for JD Martinez to officially retire, when it's time for Pete Alonso to decline, and his profile will suggest that's going to be a harsh decline, you're not in an awful spot. You have maneuverability. I don't think that's unreasonable to suggest.
I feel like
I want the Mets to do well. You know that. I always say I want to have Mets-Yankees World Series every year. That's what I say. But I don't think it's unreasonable to suggest.
I think, I like how they're being buyers, not sellers, because they have good pieces, they have a good team. Why wouldn't you want to see them in the playoffs? You never know what could happen in the playoffs. I get it, but I don't think that's a good message to the team because I think they're on a good roll, they're on good vibes, they're doing good right now. So I think they should. It's good that they're staying put with some of the players. I know Pete Alonso they just found out that It's unlikely that they trade him. He's probably going to stick around, so it gives them the opportunity maybe to extend him. It's going to suck if they don't extend him and he's going to leave in free agency, but it's worth the risk.
Yeah, it's really going to be bad for them because first base is not good this free agency. Bellinger might be a free agent. I think the most interesting team is the Cubs. Their president of baseball operations came out and said, we're thinking of the future. We're thinking of 2025. So who knows who gets dealt? But Bellinger might be on the market. He could play first base or outfield. And there's guys out there. That's a player I wouldn't mind the Yankees trying to get, Cody Bellinger. But who do you give up for him? I don't know. He's another guy's a little injury prone, but it's better than Josh Chisholm. I don't know. You got the Yankees, got the Orioles ahead of them, Red Sox right behind them.
Yeah, that division.
The Cubs are probably the team to make a move. Last year, remember the Cubs, they controversially decided not to sell, and then they went on that huge hot streak in August. That made the playoffs. Weird spot to be in if you're a general manager. Rays could be interesting. You hear Randy Arozarena's name getting thrown around out there, which that's real shocking considering Randy Arozarena's name is always thrown out there for trades because, the Rays can have good players.
I think it's pretty cool to see Alex Correa get extended.
3 years, yeah.
It's pretty good.
What was the figure on that? 3 years for how much?
$7 million. Maybe 8 million, 9 million, around that range.
Yeah.
I wonder what's gonna happen to Randy Arozarena. It's crazy he didn't have a good start to the year, but now he's in the mix of trade talks. How crazy is that? He's been pretty good lately. I think he's been pretty productive.
He's always a slow burner, and it kills his stats at the end of the year. But he's always a slow burner, and one of the very few players in the league proven that he can carry your team in the playoffs. He's done it. He's done it more than once. Every single year in the playoffs, he plays out of his mind.
Right.
So, if I am the Yankees, I am asking the Rays about Randy Arozarena. You have to. If I'm the Mets, you guys don't really need an outfielder, right?
No, I wouldn't say so. We're still waiting on Sterling Marte. He's still on the IL.
Especially with Tyrone Taylor. My gosh, where'd you find him? He turns into Ted Williams when he plays against the Yankees. He's trash every other time.
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable. Not trash, but certainly not what he was tonight. Right. Good Lord. Both sides of the ball, too. Diving catch. What the heck was that about? But, yeah, I don't know what the Rays are going to do. Surprisingly, not a good pitching season for the Rays either. Their whole team has been pretty mediocre, top to bottom. Not too many bright spots there. So, I don't know. Maybe Zach Eflin gets traded somewhere.
So a lot of big stuff.
Kind of a weird season, to be honest. I don't know who's going to be sellers or buyers, man.
But baseball's definitely gone up in popularity. I feel like it's getting back up there. Not that it wasn't, but
you're right. I think you're right.
But you know what we should do? I feel like we should talk about the list you were telling me about the other day. You want to talk about that?
I would love to talk about that. So we have ESPN did a top slow news cycle these months. They did a list, 25 best players of the 21st century, starting January 1st, 2000. Simple enough. And counting down from 25 to 1, they have Manny Ramirez at 25, CC Sabathia at 24, Freddie Freeman at 23, Randy Johnson at 22. Aaron Judge at 21. Zach Greinke at 20. Buster Posey at 19. Pedro Martinez at 18. Roy Halladay at 17. Bryce Harper at 16. Mookie Betts at 15. Ohtani at 14. Mariano Rivera at 13. Derek Jeter at 12. Adrian Beltre at 11. Max Scherzer at 10. David Ortiz at 9. A-Rod at 8. Verlander at 7. Bonds at 6. Ichiro at 5. Miguel Cabrera at 4. Clayton Kershaw at 3. Trout at 2. Albert Pujols at 1. So I want to know what you think about this list.
It's a pretty interesting list. I'm not gonna lie. Zach Greinke's in here. And Judge. I can't believe how big CC Sabathia was for the '08 Brewers. He was really keen on that. Just shows dedication. Something I don't think you see in a lot of players in today, where they go out, like, they go against doctor's orders or their body, and they say, "Hey, like, you're not supposed to pitch today." But then again, they're pitching like 3 straight days. Essentially, what he did. So he pitched a complete game on the final day to clinch the postseason. He made his final 3 starts on 3 days of rest. That's insane. So I thought that was pretty cool. Randy Johnson, it's no surprise. Zach Greinke's on here. Buster Posey, like you said. Phillies are loaded, I guess, with talent. Adrian Beltre. A-Rod.
So let me ask you, what do you think about this list? Do you think it's good? Do you like the order of it? Would you make any changes, perhaps?
I don't know why Mike Trout is up there.
I agree with you. I think he's way overrated on here. I think he's overrated in general.
It sucks. Injuries. It sucks what happens when injuries get in the way, man.
Are you ready for this? I have a problem with Betts being ahead of Aaron Judge.
Yeah, why is Judge should be like higher, like at least in the top 10s. I don't know what that. I don't know why he's like 21.
I definitely think Judge is better than Ohtani. Listen, I understand people are going to sit down and say, yeah, but Ohtani can pitch and everything like that. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but how many healthy seasons has Ohtani had? 3 now?
Not too many.
So I don't. It's nothing against him. It's just, Judge and arguably Ohtani's best year. Judge still won MVP over him. I don't know. He set the rookie home run record, which Pete Alonso broke. But if we want to be objective about it, 2019, the year Pete Alonso did it, we know that the balls reduced, everything like that. Home runs spiked around the league. I'm not saying that to hate on Alonso. I'm saying that to credit Judge. That you can make a good argument the same way people talk about rules and stuff like that in other sports, that what Judge did in 17 might have been more impressive than what Alonso did in 19, and that his rookie season holds a little more weight. You could argue that knowing what we know now about the Astros cheating scandal, he should have 2 MVPs and Rookie of the Year. I know coulda, woulda, shoulda, doesn't, but I do think that's fair to have that conversation. Like, I think that's fair to impact your voting. Clearly, they held cheating or suspected cheating against players, or else Bonds would be number 1 easily, or number 2 easily. I think Ichiro is way ahead of Trout. That's crazy.
Clayton Kershaw is pretty high. That's pretty big.
Are you ready for this? I understand everybody on the internet loves Mike Trout. If I'm doing a draft, I'm taking Ichiro over Mike Trout 10 out of 10 times.
That's not a bad idea. That's not ridiculous.
Better base runner, better stealer, better contact hitter, better fielder. I'm taking Ichiro. Better thrower. I understand the analytics, the WAR, everything like that. WAR is made for center fielders and for shortstops. It's so unfair how it's weighted to favor shortstops and center fielders. That's what, first baseman, it's hard to get it. And if we're talking about peak, Little disappointed my guy Ryan Howard's not on there. Little.
Jimmy Rollins is on here, isn't he, or no?
He's not. I didn't see
He's
him.
not.
I only saw Roy Halladay, the Phillies. Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy Rollins better not be on there.
A-Rod's
love Jimmy
number
Rollins.
8.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like the cheating thing is held against certain players. So it's clearly that they didn't factor in only stats, you know? Because A-Rod would probably be number 1. Or number 2, because Albert Pujols easily number 1. I don't have a problem with that. I think Kershaw should be higher. I think Trout should be lower. I know that's
Trout should
controversial
definitely
on
be
the
low.
internet, but I think Trout should be much lower. I think he's very overrated. I'm until I see him carry a team the way Judge carried a team, I can't.
I think it's crazy that he's number 2. Like, he should
Yeah.
not be number 2.
Miguel Cabrera, what a triple crown over. Again, he won an MVP over Trout and one of Trout's best seasons. So why shouldn't he be higher than Trout? Won a ring. People forget Miguel Cabrera won a ring in 03.
A lot of people get that. Just looking at the pitching, the pitcher that come up is the best pitcher since 2000 is Clayton Kershaw.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Nah, it's a pretty good selection.
You
Barry
think
Bonds,
Posey should have been on there?
Justin Verlander's on there.
I was surprised Posey was as high as he was. I thought he should have been 25 or off the list at all. Manny Ramirez was a beast, even with or without steroids. Manny Ramirez is a
There's not a lot of good catchers.
I was thinking the only other catcher you can argue was Yadier Molina. But even then, if you look at the accolades and the stats and whatnot, they actually are not. I know I'm going to get probably even more flack for this from our 5 viewers than I'm going to get more flack for saying this than saying this about Trout. I think Yadier Molina is profoundly overrated.
You've said that before.
I think I don't necessarily think that Jorge Posada is better than Yadier Molina, but I will say if Yadier Molina is in the Hall of Fame first ballot with 90% of the vote, then I think Jorge Posada should have been on for more than one trip, for more than one vote.
Right.
I don't know. One of them won 4 rings. 5 rings. The other one won 2. So the great winner or the vocal leader of the core 4 in the 90s, one of the, vocal leaders.
Right.
The last dynasty of the sport. I don't know. You tell me. I'm surprised CeCe was on there. I didn't realize he was as good as he was. 3,000 career strikeouts. Third most or top 3 for left-handed pitchers. I get it. I kind of wish it was like a top 30 because that would have given me a better sense of how they valued certain players and certain things by making it a little more expansive. I'm looking it up right now. If you asked me who was better without stats, if you just asked me who do you think is better, I probably would have had Felix Hernandez over CeCe Sabathia. But stats, longevity, everything do favor CeCe there. ERA favors Felix Hernandez, not by
Probably the ring too had a factor.
Yeah. And what he did in 08 for the Brewers was just incredible. He won a Cy Young. Like, I get it. Are you surprised DeGrom's not on there?
A little bit. I'd say a little bit. I feel like he needed to pitch more years.
Yeah, I think he was the best pitcher not on there. Him or Felix Hernandez. And I think someone who time has forgotten is Cole Hamels. When you and I were like kids, Cole Hamels was a beast.
Yeah. I think he just retired recently.
He did. He's married to a former Survivor player. You know how I am with Survivor. I love Survivor. Yeah. Heidi Strobel. She met him when he was like 18 or 19. He lied about his age on a date. Yeah. Kind of like a funny, like quirky, like rom-com story.
It sounds pretty rom-com.
She once shared it on a story, on a interview.
Yeah.
He had a crush on her. He met her at a autograph signing, and he asked her out. Kind of funny. Nice thing.
But is there anything else? I feel like we covered everything.
Did you see any of the Hall of Fame induction?
Some of it, not most of it. I imagine. Did you?
I really liked Jim Leland's speech. You know, he's a baseball lifer. He's a guy that I'm sure people thought was already in the Hall of Fame. They have Ohtani. I'm sorry. I still haven't opened. They have Ohtani and Betts way too high on this list. Zach Greinke is way better than both of them. People have forgotten how good Zach Greinke is.
Zach Greinke was
He's
really
a
good.
Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's the lowest ERA in the history of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Think of that. Think of that.
But
Think about that.
yeah, I will.
That's crazy. Don Newcomb, Sandy Koufax, or Hershiser, Fernando Valenzuela, Kershaw. Nope. Zach Greinke is like 1 year season there. It's nuts. Yeah, no, but I liked what Jim Leland said. He had like a whole speech at the end about, you know, thankful for the fans, thankful for the kids that like show up to games or whatever and are inspired by the players. Like really like a powerful ending to his speech. Very humble guy. So I really respected. I always liked Jim Leland. I always liked that he was just known as like the old school baseball guy. You know, where as the league was getting younger, he was still just freaking ripping darts in the dugout. Like I just love that about him. You know, I'm happy that he's in. Joe Mauer like deserved to get in. Todd Helton deserved to get in. Adrian Beltre deserved to get in. So congratulations to them.
Great class.
It is a very good class, man. It is weird though that like these are the guys that you and I actually did grow up watching. I remember Joe Mauer's whole career.
I remember Joe Mauer, Adrian Beltre. I remember Todd Helton's career. I remember when he retired. They gave him a horse when he retired the Rockies. I don't know why. I guess he's likes riding horses. No, true story. Look it up.
Now I have to. You beat me on that one. I've never heard this.
Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember. That's what I remember.
I'll take your word for it.
But I think we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah, I think that's a good 12:20. Wow.
All right. So we thank you for joining us in the edition of Battin and Chattin. For my co-host Denis Tuohy and the entire Blackjack Media Group team, I'm Brandon Natale. Saying so long, and we'll see you next time.